Assalamualaikum, doctor. I have a question during this SOP. I
Yeah.
correct my student assignment on my guru. They
Mm-hmm.
upload in the file in the my guru. So after I correct, because I have so many students, so I
Mm-hmm.
cannot return back. I cannot return back. Or at
Mm-hmm.
least I have to email to them. It's difficult
Mm-hmm.
for me to email one by one.
Yes.
Is there any solution to return back the assignment online?
Okay, Dr. Fatimah, answering to your question, can you take picture, okay,
Mm,
of the students, of your comment, your
mm,
feedback on the students' work, and then maybe you put them, arrange them in the words file,
mm,
and you put in PDF,
mm.
then you put in My Guru.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like my student, they send me
Mm-hmm.
the assignment. They just
Uh-huh.
upload one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So in case I also cannot do like that, but cannot. I try many times, but I just email to them what I correct for them. It's
Yeah.
not only one piece, one page or two page, because
Yeah.
so many pages. One
Yes.
student, so many pages. They have to correct again according to my command.
Yes.
So it's very difficult for us to return back by my guru.
Mm-hmm. But in
Maybe
this situation, yeah, you have a few options. Of course, as I said just now, you take picture, put it in the words, and then PDF and send to the students, or you need to post it to the student. That is one thing. But or if the students can have a video conferencing session with you,
mm,
is easier where from you can take the picture and then you can put in the slide, so during the video conferencing you can show this is the correction that the students should do.
okay, okay.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
one way, if they have good internet access.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
I have a question. This is Dr. Patricia. I'm from
Okay.
faculty music dan seni persembahan. All right, so many of our students happen to be from East Malaysia, and I'm not sure what the internet connectivity will be. Some of them are telling me they get power from hydroelectric dams. It's variable. I'm trying to think how best to serve my students, how best to deliver the course material, but I'm concerned that I might have to synchronous, asynchronous, like prepare maybe 3 different types of delivery of material, but keeping track of that with
Yeah,
three
of course.
different tracks with 65 students, and then we have the mailing factor. How do we get the postage to them? Who pays for the copies? If we have to send pen drives, CDs, all
Yeah.
of those details, will the faculty sort out, or
Yeah.
how is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm answering your about the situation in the students in the East Coast. Is it East Malaysia or East Coast?
East Malaysia, Sabah,
East
Sarawak.
Malaysia. Yeah, East Malaysia. Then we know in East Malaysia, there are many places that it go far. Okay, it's quite remote places where, of course, they do not have internet there. Maybe one option that you can reach them is through posting all the materials. Yeah, so that's why 2 weeks, starting 2 weeks before the semester starts, we start to post all the materials to the students. So if the students do not have device, then you have to make it hard copy. So we have discussed this, yeah, and the deans also know about this. So the timeline that I've shared just now is being shared with all the deans during the meeting, and they understood the situation, and they are actually preparing. The faculties are preparing about this. They are trying to have or the allocation for the thumb drive, the postage on the faculties. What the lecturers need to do now is get your materials ready from week 6 to week 14, and 2 weeks before. You need to hand it to the faculty, and the faculty will, because if let's say one student they have like 6 courses, so the faculty only send everything in one, just in one envelope. to the students of the 6 courses. So that is the faculty is coordinating for that.
Yes, but I'm doing a course in research methodology and performing arts, so I will need to be assessing and interacting with the students. How is that possible with sending everything one shot at the beginning of the semester?
In this situation, yes, we have to plan earlier, and everything should be given to them. Meaning that we tell them at certain week they have to do, and in this condition, we might need to redesign on how we plan to do the teaching and learning. Maybe it is in the module base. Maybe this time it is not at our usual practice. Maybe it is in a module based. Your students will follow weekly what they have to do every week. Of course, we need to have some questions to help them to reflect what they are doing, because this is to ensure that they have the learning process. It's not yet the assignment, right? So, but if assignment, then you can embed together, maybe continuous assessment. So the practical part, the delivery part, and then after you have the delivery, then they have, for example, they need to make the portfolio out of that, where this portfolio is included as your assessment, continuous assessment. And also we pray for the best, yeah. Even though we are not allowed to have the students coming into the university when the MCO is lifted. However, we can see chances where when the MCO is lifted, everyone of us will go to the office, can go, but of course we will be following some procedures. However, how about those people? I mean, other people. I believe that they also have some flexibility to go out, to go for at least for the cyber cafe. Okay, so we hope for the best that during that particular time there are already some flexibility and some flexibility in movement during that time. So yeah, certain people can go out to the town. As what we have now also, the people. I mean, we can access about 10-30 kilometers now. Only thing that if we want the students to go out again, maybe we have to think about again. They also need money to go out from their place as well. Please, you may need to design something that is your course have final assessment or continuous assessment.
They're all papers.
Continuous.
Papers.
Continuous, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for continuous assessment, I think the final one only the students will send it to you. I mean, after, let's say, after week 14, what all you have instructed them to do from week 6 to week 14, then they will post back to you in form of maybe portfolio. But if they have computer, then they can maybe send back the thumb drive to you. Yeah. What I'm sharing is more on how the lecturers will, in terms of how the lecturer to prepare, okay? But in details, okay, PPA also have some sharing with the experts on how to develop questions to fulfill this situation. For example, open books. So I hope that every one of us here can join the session later. Maybe we can see how the assessment expert look at it. What is their advice to us? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam.
Dr. Said Maki from FBK.
Okay.
Actually, just you share us, the main problem with our student is the internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
We need also to concern that I think some of our lecturers also they have this problem, and we see that even during our Google meeting, so some of them they go out and then come in. So this it means that they have also problem about the internet connection. And then the second one is earlier you mentioned about the special project.
Mm-hmm.
So could you please explain a little bit about this matter, special project? And finally, just I want to request, please, you could share your slide with us, because already we put our email in the beginning when we joined the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Said. About the internet problem, the students they have their own problem, yeah. So we already foresee this, and it's actually in our discussion on how we can help the students. That's one thing, because let's say we have many synchronous, then the students have to pay more, especially those students have prepaid. They have to pay more, because based on the survey that we have conducted, we can see that majority of the students they depends the internet from their handphone. Yeah, so only half of that they have device like laptop. So that is the thing that we have to consider when we want to give the task to our students. So maybe not too many screen on the screen. Yeah, so maybe we can put like tasks and they have to do that. For the lecturers, as we know, as I said just now, we pray for the best so that after the MCO is lifted, we are allowed to go to the office and we can work from the office. So that will be, inshallah, hopefully after Shawwal. Inshallah,
After
that is the
Ramadan.
rumors that I heard, but we do not know. But we pray for the best. So at least when the semester starts, the line is getting better for us and we can work more effectively. But in this situation, let's say if you want to prepare your material, some materials especially, and you can't do it at home, you can actually apply. You can talk to your dean and apply from the system, but we cannot stay in the campus for too long. I think the maximum is 2 hours. So you can discuss this, because you have some flexibility. Maybe there are things that you need to do in the office. You can do that, but not too long. At this situation. And about the slides, inshallah tomorrow we will email to everyone. The special project is it should be a summative assessment. It is not continuous assessment, meaning that it will already covers all the topics in your CLO, your intended CLO. So the special project is to replace the final examination for you to measure the course learning outcome. So meaning that it has some connection, it already have the connection with all the topics that the students have undergone between week 6 until week 14. But it is a special project. But of course, in details, I'm not the expert on giving how to do the special project. But inshallah, maybe if not next week, the other week, we will have that sharing from the expert on how to do this special project and also open book test.
Hello, I'm Arsalan from FP.
Okay.
I have question about the final result submission.
Final result submission, yes.
Yeah. What would be the time frame to submit the final result? Maybe at the end of the semester. It would be like a same time frame, or it would be squeezed, or what?
As I said just now in the timeline, almost the same time frame. Maybe on the week, around week 17, week 18, something like that.
Mean we would have 3 weeks to submit the final result.
Maybe we can look again and discuss with the BHEA. So how many weeks do you need for fill up?
No, I'm just asking. I was curious about it.
Okay, all right. We will discuss that with the BHEA about the time provided to fill up the box. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Dr. Syakirah.
Hello, Dr. Claire.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I have a question about the final exam. It seems like we are getting some indication that we should probably not have final exam and replace by final assessment. And so we should submit that to be approved by the Senate, right?
Yes. So far, JKPA at the JKPA level, all the deans actually have agreed that final assessment will be replacing final examination, because in this situation we know that students, there's no way for the students to come back to have their final examination, because the DG of Ministry of Health also have advised there should not be mass gathering for 1 year. So having everyone in the DTC, we know that there is a mass gathering. So we have to avoid that. Of course, after this, at the faculty, the move is to identify what kind of assessment that the lecturers plan for the course. I think maybe next week after we have the meeting to endorse, then list everything, hopefully from Senate in May, it can be endorsed. What is the assessment type for the to replace the final examination?
Second question, some of us have final projects where they have to do some kind of micro teaching. So we kind of have to modify the micro teaching thing too also, right?
Yeah, Doctor. In this situation, maybe we can plan for the online approach, for the micro teaching. So meaning that the students may have this pre-record for us and send to the lecturers how the session will be. But if the students who works, we might need not too many people in terms of designing this. Maybe one lecturer, one students that do micro teaching, and then maybe 4 or 5 friends, and how they can do this teaching and learning online. So that is one way that we can redesign the process. Or if not, if they cannot do it synchronous, then we have to plan for asynchronous, and it's a pre-recorded version.
Thank you very much.
2 clarifications, please. One about the final exam, or now we call it the final assessment. Can we have this final assessment as part of our formative, or as you said, continuous assessment?
Okay, so you want to continue with your second question, or you want the answer for this one?
Whichever convenient to you.
All right, the final assessment, okay, as I said just now, if you want to do the continuous assessment, in outcome-based education, you need to provide the evidence the continuous assessment takes place. So meaning that if the lecturer choose to have the continuous assessment to replace the final examination, then a portfolio for that should be. You have to keep the portfolio for that, because this is not a normal process, because previously you have planned that you want to have this online final examination, and in this situation you want to do continuous assessment to replace that. For me, the lecturer has the choice to do that,